Jaja Binks, Jaja Binks. Me say your humble servant, Jaja Binks, Jaja Binks. Oh, muy, I love you, Jaja Binks. Me say go Jaja Binks.
Hello everybody, some would say I'm the Reverse, and welcome to my review for The Flash, Season 9, Episode 11, titled A New World Part 2, The Blues. So this episode, of course, being Part 2 of the two-parter, everyone's coming into this with some pretty high expectations. We got Cobalt Blue storyline still ongoing. It's the third to last episode. So yeah, everyone's going into this, especially after the last two episodes being so great, and thinking, this episode's got to be great, right? And, of course, it's got a lot of very negative reviews online. So, yeah, I didn't see this episode until a lot later, a few days after it came out, so I wasn't expecting much. And, to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised. It's not the greatest thing in the world, and it's certainly not nearly as good as the last two. I mean, the last two are both phenomenal. This one, despite not featuring Barry almost at all, he's in like 3 scenes, this episode was not that bad. Let's get the good out of the way. First off, Cobalt Blue stuff. We obviously still have a bunch of stuff going on with the Stone, the Blue Crystal, and of course Malcolm Thawne, Malcolm Gilmore, Eddie, whatever you want to call him, Rick Cosnet's character, who of course is now aware of this Eddie Thawne guy, and he basically goes to CCPD and is investigating Eddie Thawne. He's trying to figure out who he was and how he died, and basically he learns about Iris West, and he goes and digs up Eddie's body at the end, and he finds in the casket there is no body after all, which confirms his suspicions that he is in fact Eddie Thawne. And he gets the little there's blood on his shirt, and he pulls the bullet out, the one that he shot himself with at the end of season 1. Not really sure how that works. I guess maybe the Stone can just control things like that. It's a force of nature or whatever, and it can just kind of, I don't know. I don't know exactly how to explain it. The writing on this show is, not the best sometimes, but I'll let it slide. Overall, I really did enjoy this storyline. I love Rick Cosnet and the way that he plays Eddie and this new character. And overall, just this storyline has been pretty intriguing so far. I really enjoyed, him going to CCPD and all the callbacks to season 1, and we get all the flashbacks that he's seeing in his head. At the end of the episode, we get a really great line where what's her name? Korber, I think, is the police officer. She says, "You're not Eddie Thawne. It's just coincidence." And then we get a flashback to Eddie after he shot himself, no such thing as a coincidence. And then he says the same thing here. And I thought that was a really cool moment. Some other really cool stuff. Despite this being an episode that focuses mostly on the side characters, Iris, Keone, Mark, Allegra, Cecile. Not Allegra, she's been out the whole time because Kayla Compton directed the episode. But everyone else, despite this episode focusing on them, I actually didn't mind most of it, some of it. I thought this episode used the side characters decently well. Specifically Mark, I did enjoy some of the stuff with him being possessed by or corrupted by the Blue Crystal. Keone, I really did not like her storyline of using plant cells to save the people at Central City Citizen Media, and then her and Mark having a little argument about that was really dumb. Of course, Mark was corrupted by the Stone, but either way, it was just a really dumb scene. But there was a moment in this episode which was surprisingly kind of cool, where Keone, to separate Mark from the Blue Crystal, basically makes him disintegrate and then rebuilds him. I don't like that Keone is so powerful, but for some reason, the CGI in that scene was really good. I don't know why they spent so much money on that scene alone. That really bad waste of money, but it looked cool. You got to give them props for when they actually do have good CGI, even though it is completely misused and wasted money, it did look good. But yeah, other than that stuff, and everything to do with Barry, this episode wasn't the best. We had a bunch of really bad writing with Cecile. I almost burst out laughing in this episode because there's a moment in this episode where Iris is in the time vault and Cecile goes in there and literally says to her, like, I can feel the waves of despair pouring off of you, and it just reminded me of the people online that just absolutely meme the hell out of Cecile, and lines exactly like that. It almost felt like they were just like leaning into the meme. It was so bad, and it almost made me burst out laughing. Some other stuff in this episode, I mentioned all the not the Cecile, the Keon and Mark stuff, the drama between them being really forced and dumb. We had Iris going into labor. I'm guessing she's going to have Nora next episode because we know that Jessica Parker Kennedy is coming back as, of course, adult Nora next episode. So I'm guessing they're going to have Nora be born when her as an adult is there. I don't know, just because I feel like that kind of a missed opportunity if they didn't do that. Just because I really love when they do the weird time travel stuff, like when Nora in season 5 was there to see her own aunt Jenna being or as a baby. But yeah, that's gonna be similar. So we got Iris in labor, and that's when Barry comes back, and yada yada yada. Like I said, everything with Barry in this episode was great, especially the scene with him actually talking about the stuff from last episode, telling Iris, you know, I've been haunted by this night for years, and, you know, now that I've lived through it, it's like I've beaten that, and I have come to terms with it, and that was just a great scene. But yeah, overall, this episode, it wasn't as bad as I think people are saying. It being the third to last episode, and there being barely any Barry, and it focusing on Mark and Keon and Iris, yes, that's stupid, and it sucks, and in the grand scheme of things, that is really dumb. But just looking at this on its own, it's not the worst episode in the world. Definitely not the worst episode this season. But it is disappointing after the last two, and the fact that we only have 2 episodes left. I really hope that we do have some good stuff. I also forgot to mention, Speed Force Nora was in this episode. I completely forgot to mention that. Kind of out of nowhere, didn't really do much, but it is what it is. I guess I'm fine with them bringing her back. I don't know. Of course, it just brings back some really bad memories from season 7, but I'm fine with it overall. But yeah, that's my review for 9/11. The Flash season 9 episode 11. I should say. 9/12 is next week. We just got more Cobalt Blue stuff. We have of course XS coming back. I don't know. There's not much that we can really tell from the trailers, but I'm excited for these last 2 episodes. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell me in the comments, it's late when I'm recording this. Tell me in the comments, what did you think of this episode? And are you excited for those final 2 episodes? I personally am. I'm very cautiously optimistic. And it sucks to see that this show is ending. I really hope it ends on a good note. If it doesn't, I guess I can just, accept that 9/10 will be my finale for this show. But anyways, thank you all for watching. See ya.